You know what is crazy? Wode Maya, the village kid from Ahikofi who once felt invisible on a bus in China, is now a globe-trotting storyteller carrying Africa to the world. The question is, how does a Ghanaian student who got rejected for his skin color become the guy invited to Davos and later handed a Ghanaian diplomatic passport? Let's rewind. Berthold Kobe Winkler Akon was born on March 3, 1990, in the village of Ahikofi in Ghana's western region. Kobe's family background was modest but loving. His mother was his rock, encouraging his wildest dreams even when resources were scarce. His father is also a disciplinarian with a practical approach towards life. When he was young, Kobe would listen to Ghanaian folklore and his parents' tales of overcoming hardship. These stories planted in him a seed of resilience. In school, he proved to be a bright student, especially in science and mathematics. By his late teens, Kobe earned an opportunity that was unheard of in his village, an offer to study abroad in China. Kobe arrived in Beijing to unfamiliar faces, as you may know, and a language he did not speak. In Beijing, he enrolled into the Beijing Language and Culture University to learn Mandarin because he was determined not to let language be a barrier. The culture shock was also intense. The food, the customs, even the way the air smelled was different from Ghana. Yet, he adapted with remarkable grit. He soon adopted the Chinese nickname Wode Maya, a Mandarin phrase which means "oh my gosh," this reflecting his own astonishment at this new world. But being one of the few black students in a massive Chinese university came with challenges that no textbook could prepare him for. Kobe often felt like an outsider. He recalls walking into a lecture hall where curious eyes followed him. Some students will even be whispering at his back. It was a lonely feeling. So in an effort to seek an outlet, he turned to humor and storytelling as a coping mechanism. With a cheap camcorder bought from a local market, he began recording short vlogs about his daily life, the spicy foods that made him sweat, or the puzzled reaction when he spoke Mandarin, and the cultural shocks he observed as a Ghanaian in China. Each time he goes out, he will encounter a stereotype or ignorant question about Africa. For example, do you live with wild animals? So with all said questions, he felt a growing urge to educate the population. But notwithstanding, life in China tested Kobe in ways he never imagined. As a black man abroad, he encountered painful incidents of prejudice that left lasting scars on him. For example, in his final year of studies, he started looking for a job with his engineering degree. One day he walked into an interview at a Chinese company, only to be blatantly turned away for the color of his skin. They said, "Hey, we are looking for a black man who looks like Obama. You don't look like Obama." That is what the employer said to him. Those cruel words rang in his ears. Despite his qualifications, he was reduced to just a color, deemed not the right kind of black. So Kobe left the interview in a daze, fighting back tears of frustration. That night, he filmed an emotional video recounting the experience. He was also determined to expose this ignorance rather than letting it defeat him. Behind the camera, Kobe also struggled with personal doubt. His father initially did not approve of his vlogging hobby, considering it a distraction from a respectable engineering career. Imagine a young man in a dormitory in China, far from home, uploading videos in secret because he didn't want his parents to think he was wasting time. So for a while, he led a double life, diligent student on the surface and aspiring vlogger in private. His channel's growth too was painfully slow at first. He would only get a handful of views and occasional encouraging comment to keep him going. The truth of the matter is that there were moments when he considered giving up altogether. He considered giving up the YouTube experiment altogether and started questioning himself. Who am I to do this? Will anyone even care about an African student's story at all? These were the questions that he started asking himself. Failure loomed like a persistent shadow, but with each setback, Kobe also felt a fire kindling inside him. The discrimination he faced, instead of breaking him, it rather forged a resolve. He would not stay silent, no, he would prove his worth instead. So when life in China knocked him down, Wode Maya picked up his camera again. He wiped off the tears and turned his struggle into stories. These early failures became the very fuel for his future success. Every insult transformed into inspiration, every closed door into a new path, and every lonely night into a comedic sketch for the world to see. In 2017, Wode Maya's persistence met its defining breakthrough. The grainy video of the empty bus seat, titled "Problems Black People Face in China," unexpectedly went viral. So, what began as a personal diary entry exploded into an international conversation, and suddenly Maya's phone buzzed non-stop with notifications, tens of thousands of views and comments flooding in from all over the world. He was both amazed and overwhelmed. By late 2017 and early 2018, his subscriber count climbed into tens of thousands. He was no longer just Mr. Ghana Baby. To a niche audience, he was becoming a known voice among Africans on YouTube. One of his early breakthrough moments was a video highlighting Rwanda's astonishing cleanliness and development, showcasing Kigali's spotless streets and modern infrastructure. This positive portrayal of an African country was refreshing to viewers accustomed to negative media. The Rwanda vlog went viral as well, a turning point that catapulted his channel to new heights. In 2018, Wode Maya stood at a crossroad. With a freshly minted engineering degree in hand and a YouTube channel gaining momentum, he faced a life-changing choice: follow the safe path of an engineer or blaze an uncharted trail as a full-time content creator. Guess what? He chose the latter. He chose the latter instead, and it's a decision he often described as answering a higher calling. He once said, "I decided to quit my job, go out there, and promote Africa in my own way as a black man telling the African story." He was so committed to this dream that he borrowed money from friends to fund his initial travels. With that loan and heart full of purpose, he launched his ambitious project, Africa to the world. In 2018-2019, Wode Maya touched down in Accra with a grand plan, but he was met with anticlimactic reality. The reality was that back home in Ghana, few people knew who Wode Maya was. He attempted to collaborate with the Ghana Tourism Authority and other institutions only to be ignored as just another aspiring vlogger. Undeterred, he broadened his scope. He said to himself, "If Ghana wouldn't pay attention, then I would capture the entire continent." His first expedition took him through 5 countries: Kenya, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Uganda, and Rwanda. In each country, he sought out hidden jewels, either in his local entrepreneurs, unsung heroes, innovative projects, or anything that defied stereotypes. By late 2019, Wode Maya's channel had become a moving atlas of Africa. In that very year, he reached a symbolic milestone of 100,000 subscribers, earning YouTube's silver play button. He was also among the very first Ghanaian YouTubers to hit that mark. Now, let me tell you something. That silver plug he earned was more than a trophy. It was a proof to his family and perhaps to himself that his unorthodox career had merit. By October 2020, his channel had exploded to over 550,000 subscribers, making him the most subscribed YouTuber in Ghana, even surpassing local celebrities. He had also traveled to 17 African countries and conducted interviews with nearly 200 personalities doing amazing things for the continent. In 2021, Wode Maya's hard work bore golden fruit. His channel had surpassed 1 million subscribers, earning YouTube Golden Play button. He became the first individual Ghanaian creator to reach 1 million subscribers. 2022 even brought more accolades. Wode Maya was named Online Creator of the Year at the Entertainment Achievement Awards. In January 2023 too, Wode Maya was selected as one of the only 6 YouTube creators worldwide to cover the World Economic Forum in Davos. And guess what? In a month later, he was invited to the Munich Security Conference to bring youth perspectives to rooms once reserved for only diplomatics. In a month later, he was invited to the Munich Security Conference to bring youth perspective to rooms once reserved for only diplomats. Then came September 2025. A crowning moment. In recognition of his contribution to projecting Ghana and Africa image, Wode Maya was awarded an official diplomatic passport by Ghana's government. Standing beside luminaries like Rocky Dawoni and Ibrahim Mahama, he received the Burgundy passport from the Minister of Foreign Affairs amid applause. This was indeed a way for Ghana to see that you are now our ambassador. So from a village kid with a camcorder to a globe-trotting changemaker, each milestone of Wode Maya's journey built upon the last. His life has become a timeline of purpose. 2013 first YouTube upload, 2017 viral awakening, 2018 Africa tour begins, 2019 first 100k subscribers, 2020 hundreds of stories told, 2021 1 million subs and giving back, 2022 love and awards, 2023 world stages, 2025 official ambassador. Through it all, one thing has remained constant: his infectious optimism about Africa's future. Wode Maya's journey from a small Ghanaian village to global prominence has unfolded like an epic film, and his legacy is still being written. By traveling to cover over 30 countries and befriending people across borders, he broke down invisible walls. A Kenyan might discover Burkina Faso's beauty through his lens. A Ghanaian might learn about Rwanda's startups. By this, he's nurtured a sense of one Africa. Finally, Wode Maya's legacy is one of hope and possibility. His life is a proof that one person can indeed make a difference. He often says, if someone had told him 9 years ago that he would be where he is today, he would have called them bluff. Yet, here he stands, proving the naysayers wrong. He showed the world that you don't need a big network or capital to change perceptions. To him, it was just a camera, courage, and persistence. He shone a light on treasures that were always there. And in doing so, he became one of those treasures himself, and a beloved son of Africa who, through passion, humor, and grit, changed the way we see our world. Now tell me, what part of Wode Maya's journey hits you the hardest? The leap, the love, or the long road? Drop your thoughts below. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe.